Hello, this is a provisional 0.3 League Start plan for Bloodmage. With the newly buffed spells Arc, Orb of Storms, Cast on Crit Snap and Lightning Conduit. I've made a video already about playing this as Deadeye or Bloodmage. Check that out if you want to know more about the build concept. But yeah, Deadeye is super strong, but I just felt like playing a Bloodmage. Just this is a basic POB and a rough plan, not a complete guide, as we don't have all the info yet before the patch release. Alright, so the build idea. Arc's been buffed, right? So we're gonna get more shock magnitude with Arc, as well as benefiting from infusions. So we're gonna generate that with Orb of Storms. And yeah, Arc and Cast on Crit Snap for clear. And then the big shock magnitudes combined with Lightning Conduit will hopefully allow us to clear bosses and single target very well. So yeah, that's the idea. If it doesn't work, we have plenty of options to fall back on, because I'm planning to stack life with Wrathpit Globe on the Bloodmage, and I think that's a very, very strong archetype. So whatever happens, we always have options to go. Now, just one more reminder, this is not a complete League Start guide. As of writing this, pre-0.3, we just don't have the passive tree, all the new skill gems, or the damage numbers yet. So this is just a framework for me to start and for you to start the league with, right? I'm going to update this POB daily during the first few days when I test things out. Alright, let's talk about the Ascendancy first. Bloodmage is a very, very strong pick, especially for spellcasters. And it's been buffed, so we're going to get this node for free right now. So we're going to get 2 extra points that we can allocate. And so what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to skip the first lab initially. Because, even though I'm probably going to go for spell damage first, it might not be enough, because you're gonna get a base life cost for all your spells also here. So we'll just have to see. Maybe if ED Contagion as leveling just works fine. Gonna skip this, and then on my second lap, also gonna grab this node. Now this node will be switched with Sunder the Flesh. So basically you're gonna get 50% base crit here. And yeah, definitely gonna pick that up first. And then third lap, definitely gonna go this direction. So this is sort of Genesis from POE1. And then later on, we're gonna get this node for additional life, maximum life based on ES over body armor. I think overall this is a very strong offensive and defensive package. And I'm just very curious to see how we're gonna scale this with Wrathpit Globe. So we're gonna get life stacking and then just build a lot of crit and crit damage. So yeah, very, very interesting to see. But the thing is, if all else fails, we got plenty of things to fall back on. So it's definitely going to be Bloodmage. So the passive tree. I've got 3 different loadouts. You can select them here in the top. Early and late campaign, as well as maps layout. Let's just talk about early campaign first. So I'm going to level as Chaos Dot, so ED Contagion. I've played this in 0.2. It's very, very strong, and I'm very confident in it. So pretty sure this can carry you through the whole campaign if you choose to. But yeah, you can basically select yourself when you want to pivot to Arc with Orb of Storms. I think I'm probably going to do this until, Act 3 perhaps. If I can get my second lap, and then I'll pivot to Arc, Orb of Storms. So in the early game, damage is king. So we're just going to pick up all these damage nodes. This Chaos Cluster and this Chaos Cluster here. And then we'll just work our way up in this direction and then there. It might be even a good idea to go here first and then maybe pick this one up later. But yeah, you get the idea, right? I've got a skill section here also with, all the skills that you want to use. Support gems. So have a look there. In terms of items, I'm not going to fill it all in. But basically just plus chaos spell skills. And maybe movement speed and boots, obviously. And you just want a +1 amulet if you can find it somewhere, right? Now let's go to the late campaign. So this is where we've switched to the lightning setup. Now we still don't have that much crit, right? Or crit damage. So we're mainly focusing on damage nodes here. But we're working our way in this direction. This zone is just very good in generic, right? For quality of life in terms of recover maximum life on kill. We're gonna get some shock magnitude nodes here, and a couple of crit nodes in this area. We're just picking up a lot more damage. And this is roughly how the tree will look when we're finishing the campaign. And then in maps, this is my rough plan. Obviously things are going to change when we're going to get much more nodes when the new tree is coming out, but this is just an idea, right? So we're going to go in this direction and just, you know, pick up a lot more crit. Hopefully we can find a Wrath Pit Globe. Who knows, it might take a couple of days. We can start stacking crit damage, and life. Right, so yeah, this is the provisional, maps tree. We'll see how it goes, but it's a good start at least, right? Um, in terms of skills, I have a bunch of skills and support gems that I'm probably going to use. One noteworthy one is the new one here, Siphon Elements. I think that's going to be great in combination with Orb of Storms, just to generate enough lightning infusions for Arc, as well as obviously Snap, because now when it goes off, it generates lightning infusion, or at least based on the ailment that it activated. So that once again is be able to boost Arc for clearing. Then what else? Items, yeah, not so much. So this is just a couple of example items for late game that we're going to focus on. Obviously, Red Pith Globe. This is what the whole idea is based upon, right? So we're just going to stack life once we have this item, and that will give us increased crit chance and damage. With the Ascendancy node for 10% spell damage as least, Atziri's Acuity is a very strong option for gloves, because we're gonna get crit chance, some int, but most importantly, leech from crits is instant, and that's an amazing quality of life. You just want to get some high movement speed boots, obviously life on all your items, and then if we can get it, Seed of Cataclysm ring. This one is very good. It's got a lot of generic damage scaling bonus for this type of build, as well as chaos resistance, which is pretty hard to come by. I've also put a mana flask here. Just to let you know that I've got one of the support gems on Lightning Conduit as Ambrosia. That will hopefully increase the damage on the skill a lot, because I'm not sure exactly, but maybe it provides, I don't think it provides flat damage. But the thing is, you just want a lot of charges on your mana flask to take advantage of that. So that's it for now. Just a very quick template for the league start. Just a couple of leveling trees, as well as potential gems to use. Even though there are many unknowns, it's good to have a general plan. I'm certain this POB will change almost every day as we fight things out, but I did want to give you something to work with. Thank you for watching, and good night.